Good evening, everyone. This is Andrea Yard of Yards Consulting. I'm also known as Ands on the Street on Instagram and, of course, on YouTube. It's Andrea Yard. Thank you for joining me this evening or this video. I just want to share some information that I gathered along the way from our elected officials. First, I want to thank our governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, for his tireless work and leadership during this crisis. We need some help from our federal government to support this great state of New York. New York, as we know, is one of the states that has the most cases of a large case, I should say, of coronavirus. The numbers can change, but New York is highly up there. We need it. We need the federal support to support this great state. And thank you, Governor, for all your leadership. Also want to thank my mayor for New York City. Bill de Blasio, Mayor de Blasio. I've noticed since some changes since the inception when you first started talking about coronavirus. I thank you so much for what you're doing now, especially with essential services and also the hard decisions that you have to implement for the city to protect us. I totally understand that. I listened to your press conference this afternoon. I saw your leadership there, and I also saw how you handled some questions that had nothing to do with what's happening here. So thank you for bringing back the focus. But I know the job is hard. Midnight, you have a task ahead of you. And also those who are commissioners of various New York City services, especially the Department of Education with the closing of the school. Totally understand it. It is a tough time. I know there's a lot of parents who are facing now a lot of tough decisions, and I really wish I had a magic wand, but everything will hopefully work out. We just have to have patience, let them work through the process. I know me, myself, coming from an industry where there's change, it can be messy. Sometimes things are updated before and we're not generally prepared to get that information, but the city right now is trying. And also I respect the leadership who is trying to get everything together for this city. Also special, my thoughts are with Charles Barron and Helene Weinstein, two assembly members from Brooklyn. Who would have thought you'd hear this? We know where people get it, but when you hear people that now even hearing Idris Elba has it as well, Tom Hanks and some other people, just our normal everyday us are people who are not celebrities. But when you hear things like this, you know how real it is. And for the woman that passed away here in New York, and also what's happening in Westchester County, we're hearing all these things. So at this time, what I'm going to do is just give you some sources that I've compiled. You'll see it after this video. I have some resources, some websites, and also phone numbers to provide support for us New Yorkers, right? So it's not everything, but I gathered as much as I can for small businesses. As you know, those who know me know that I support small businesses as well in terms of customer service, other businesses also, but small businesses have a special place in my heart, especially communities, because they provide community service and support. And whenever our communities thrive, small businesses thrive, our communities thrive as well because they give back. But I want to share this information because there's a lot of layoffs that are expected. We're hearing the worst. We're hearing different stories of people, organizations that have to lay off, and certain criteria in terms of benefits have to be met, before benefits are actually issued to you, if it's less than 90 days or whatever the case may be. Hopefully with the COVID-19, we will see some shifts and some changes. So if you're a union member, you just join the union and contact your union representative, contact HR, contact the Department of Labor as well. For those who are going to receive unemployment, I am sorry, to bring this up, but we got to talk these realities, right? Unemployment. If you are applying for unemployment, generally there is a 7-day waiting period before you can start to see benefits. They're waiving that for this. I'm hearing now, let's talk briefly before I go into the business, that of course, schools closed today. I heard there was, of course, giving food out to children, making sure that the children are fed. Grab and go or grab and grow. I apologize if I don't have the terminology correctly. My apologies. But today they started, and teachers are getting the training and the education right now to prepare for this new way of providing our children education. Also, I would say to you, address it with the teachers. Some of our children do not have laptops. A friend of mine pointed this out. She asked, what about people who don't have laptops? The library is closed now, right? We can't go to the library because it's closed. And for those who don't have a laptop or a computer at home, what do? Right? So reach out. I would say reach out to Department of Education. Just when the teachers are speaking to your children about this, let them know. Also contact 311 as well. I also want to give special recognition to Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams and Public Advocate Jamani Williams for personally going into a supermarket and cracking down on a case of price gouging. How could you charge someone $13 a can for Lysol? That is unconscionable. You're not thinking of your customer. And as the mayor said before, this is not the time to put profit over people. If you are selling essential products such as Lysol, hand sanitizers, wipes, things of that nature, don't. If you're doing it now, stop. Don't do it, because guess what? There's a fine in place for you, $350 per offense if any of your prices is over 10% of the average cost for these types of products. So there's also a conversation of lowering that percentage down even, because really and truly, this is not the time to try to make a profit unless you have to spend extra to expedite shipping or something. Something has to be within that guideline will make sense, where you had to come out of pocket more and you had to pass it on to consumer. You better also have, if you're doing that, and you better have the paperwork to show why this is being done, because it makes absolutely no sense. The $13, stop it. Use your discretion. Where's your morals? Think of if somebody did it to your children or your family or to you. Come on. Let's practice to do good and do good all the way, because this is a time that we need help. Also for our customers as well. Hey, with the toilet paper, I saw the memes and all the jokes. Really and truly, out of hysteria, and I understand, and fear, we overstock, but we also have to think of people who can't get to the supermarket or as quickly as you can. There may be reasons. They may be working. There may be, there may be the essential service. There may be the essential service that's going to provide you the care if you need it, right? For whatever reason, outside even of COVID-19. So please do share your resources if you really overstocked. I understand it. I understand it, but please be considerate of others when you're doing these things. One other piece of information before I share the resources about the small business loans and grants. Washing hands. Washing the hands. Please do use soap. I saw somebody the other day wash their hands without soap. Please, please, please. You keep hearing this. I don't understand what's not sinking in. If it's culturally or you're not understanding, use soap. And if you're using hand sanitizer, or if you're not using hand sanitizer, soap and water. But if you are using hand sanitizer especially, please do moisturize. Hand sanitizer has alcohol. It's an alcohol-based product, and alcohol strips moisture. Alcohol is there. If you notice, you go to the hospitals, the doctors, they rub alcohol on the skin first to kill the bacteria in the area that they're going to do whatever. If they're going to put a needle there, insert something in you, they wipe it with alcohol first. That's to kill. It kills the bacteria. Although there's aloe vera as a moisturizer in some in hand sanitizing products, gels. understand that it's not sufficient enough. Even the stores that I personally work for Bath and Body Works, so I can attest to the greatness. And I'm not necessarily plugging. I'm just telling you, even stores like Bath and Body Works or anyone that sells hand sanitizers. There's a lot of small businesses that sell it as well online. Check them out. Instagram. I think there's a couple that I've seen in Queens. I follow the Black Resource Network group. They're an amazing group of individuals who are really trying to support the Queens community as a really great networking group. Also, contact your business chamber of commerce as well for support as well for small businesses. So here's the part that I wanted to mention, particularly in light of the changes that's happening. Before you lay for your employees, look for the resources. There may be resources out there for you. If you have less than 5 employees, for example, if you have 5 employees, a grant may be available to you from the New York City Small Business Services that cover up to 40% of payroll costs for 2 months to help retain employees. So 2 months, I mean, we don't know how long we're going to be in this situation, but this is some food for thought. Also, if your business has less than 100 employees and you've seen sales decrease by 25% or more, you may be eligible for a 0 interest rate loan, okay, from Small Business Services up to $75,000. So that's some food for thought. Especially now, since we have our restaurants and our bars that sell food, they're only required to have takeout at this point, no dining after midnight. Totally understand it. The social distancing, no matter, I know restaurants out there disinfecting and cleaning, but there's so much you can do. So if it's not essential to open, this is why it's there, because you'd be surprised. I've heard some things, I've seen things, and I'm surprised the way people are just nonchalant about this. Not to be a scare tactic, but just be mindful. Be mindful of sanitizing, social distance. Body fluids transmits a lot of infections and disease. I don't care how it started. Whatever conspiracy theories out there of how it started, or if it started from a bat, or, we know it came from Wuhan, China, but there's a lot of conspiracy theories. At this point, it really and truly, let's focus more on healing. Two other people I want to thank really quickly. Before I share the links, is Congressman Hakeem Jeffries, who is representing the 8th District of New York, and my district, that is, of course, Gregory Meeks of Queens. Thank you for your Facebook Lives. Hakeem Jeffries, I really thank you, because you had the big commissioners, you had the CEO of MTA, you had, major hospitals in your area giving some information. So kudos to you. Thank you for doing that on a Sunday. So that's why I mentioned your name. I don't want my Queens folks to get upset with me, but of course, 5th Congressional District, Congressman Meeks, Gregory Meeks, and of course, we have my also my representative Leroy Comrie, and also Danique Miller. So I have to mention these are public servants in my area, and on all over our local team, our local areas. I see folks out in Brooklyn giving food out to those who don't have, so just to keep it short, I'm not going to mention all your names, but if this is on Instagram, I'll tag you, because I do recognize you as well. But just to keep this video short, thank you for listening. Again, I'm going to provide resources in a moment, a link. And please, you're also your community leaders as well. They're community boards. They have bids, business development, right? Groups that are out there as well. They may be working remotely. Please do be mindful of contacting them for resources and information. Not be mindful, but they're there. I'm not sure if they're open or not, but they should be there to provide resources remotely, meaning that, maybe by answering by email. So if someone can confirm that, thank you very much. Anyway, be safe, everyone. Please practice the all the steps that has been given by the mayor and the governor and your local officials. I care about you. I hope you care about me. I want us to be well. Even if you're not in New York, be well. I'm thinking about you. I know people from various states, and it doesn't matter what state or not, country, whatever. We just want this to go away. And we don't know how long we're going to be in this situation, but if we can provide each other resources and be a support, like I'm going to give a shameless plug for Black Resources Network group in Queens. They're a phenomenal group. Aaliyah and gang really doing it up there for Queens, trying to help local communities, especially local businesses as well. They understand, and also with education and they're waiting to hear feedback themselves to see how they can help. So if anyone in local communities are doing this, please do, even if it's remotely, even if it's on live, Facebook Live or whatever, provide those resources. Be well. Take care for now. Bye.